emanating from deep under the earth, spreading across the globe at the speed of thought, changing the world one brain at a time. This is the Final Order Report from Green Brain Comics. Hello, Brainiacs, and welcome to Last Call, your one-stop preview for next month's best comics, and your last chance to pre-order before the print runs are locked and loaded. I am Dan Merritt, Chief Purchasing Officer here at Green Brain Comics, and I'm here to give you the lowdown on what's hitting our shelves starting Wednesday, February 18th, and what you'll want to pre-order by Sunday at midnight, January 25th. The Final Order Report and Green Brain Comics are proudly powered by Comichub. Check out Comichub online at comichub.com or grab the mobile app for Android and iPhone. Create an account or log into your existing one to order, pay securely, and make sure you never miss an issue. Today I'll be using Comichub to spotlight items from this week's Last Call for confirmed orders carousel. Let me show you around a little bit. Here behind the orange banner on Comichub, on the Comichub website, is anything that you may have waiting for you in store currently that's been assigned to your account and is waiting for you to pay for and pick up or have us ship out. Behind the green banner is all the menus we will be looking at today. The top one there is you can do a search on all items. That's everything that is currently ordered that is currently loaded up in the pre-order system. Under that is preview pages, PDF previews of some of the upcoming books. You can look at search arriving soon. That is the menu with all of my upcoming books that are hitting the shelf on Wednesday, January 31st. Is it? Oh, no, it's not the 31st. It's 28th. That's it. And then we got the Last Call menu. Below that, we've got search events, manga, and collected editions. Let's scroll back up to search orders due Sunday for Last Call, and we'll click through on that, hopefully. And now you see you can scroll top to bottom. You've got filters on the top for alphanumeric, and then you've got drop down for publishers, format, brands, all kinds of different stuff you can use to filter out stuff. Also, just to keep in mind, you can check out the check boxes on the top there. One says open to order variants, which I have checked so we can see these. And next to that, to the right, is gated variants. That is all of the like 1 in 25s and 1 in 50s. Those are filtered out for my purposes here today. If you're interested, please feel free to inquire about pricing or just jump right in. I'll try and give you a fair price. All right, now that I've shown you around, let's move on into acknowledging our pals over at Klezmergeddon for our episode's theme song. Thanks, Klezmergeddon. You're swell. And now let's move right on into Last Call for Small Press Comics. First thing that you should always do is choose bad idea first. Save now, number 3. From Matt Kint, Thomas Giorello, February 25th. Uh-oh. Oh, and then Mark Spears over at Keen Spot has got a new issue of Mark Spears Monsters, continuing the epic saga from one of the highest-selling indie comic books ever, written and drawn by superstar Mark Spears. Look at all these swell covers, and they're all from Mark Spears. You can order any of them. I'll probably have a couple for the shelf. All right. Over in Ignition Press, we got a new issue of Beauty. This is number 4 from Jeremy Hahn and Emanuela Lupacino. Hey, let's go on over to a bigger view. Up next is Gunpowder Profits from Mad Cave Studios. This is number 5. Our Soot-Stained Heart, scheduled for March 18th. And Florida Hippopotamus Cocaine Massacre. This is the first issue of a 4-issue miniseries from Mad Cave Studios. Disco Hippo Wonderland is the #1 amusement park in Flamingo City. But few realize its corpulent owners, Hans Major Discow, is about to release the most potent drug ever created, Coke 45. Fortunately for humanity, Agent Clark Nebraska is on the case. She'll bring down Discow come hecker high water. That's right, folks. This 4-issue miniseries debuts on February 18th from writer Fred Kennedy and artist James Edward Clark, who did this A cover. Guns. And this B cover by Mirka Andolfo. That's pretty swell. It all happens on February 18th. Moving on over to Oni Press, we got a new issue of Adventure Time, drops on February 18th. EC Catacomb of Torment. Pretty disgusting looking cover from Ariel Olivetti. And looking further into the future, on March 11th, we got a new issue of Shudder magazine. They're finally catching up on their backlist. Vampirus Carmilla, both issues 31 and 32, with a cover by Vic Prezio. Octavia magazine. This is a new The Sorcerer of Science. Pardon me. The Sorcerer of Science stays sequestered away in a remote Spanish castle where she conducts shocking experiments with beings that sometimes may bleed out into the world. From Mike Hoffman, both writing and doing the art and cover. Available on March 4th from Sumerian Comics. Also, more magazines from Tomorrow's Publishing. Back Issue Volume 167, May 13th. Oh, wow, these are way ahead. Cryptology number 9 from May 13th as well. Jack Kirby Collector Volume 97. Cool helmet. Cool devil dinosaur helmet. Over at Titan Publishing, we got a 3rd issue of their new recolored, I guess it was never colored to begin with. It's a first time in color, Savage Sword of Conan, reforged with interiors from Tony DeZuniga and Neil Adams, with this beautiful new cover, very old school feel from Alex Horley. And dropping on February 18th, it's the debut of the new 4-issue series from Roman Dirge. It's Lenore, Curse of the Baba Yaga. One day in the deep dark forest, whilst out on a lovely walk, looking from some green grass to eat, Lenore and Ragamuffin find their chum Pootie at the bottom of a well. Turns out, I didn't have as many covers as I thought. Turns out he's been beaten up and thrown down there by a real dick of a bee. Things take a turn for the worse when the bee thug comes back and proceeds to beat the living crap out of all of them. It's Lenore, Curse of the Baba Yaga. From Roman Dirge, we got a Roman Dirge cover on A. Kit Wallace on B. That's fun. Get it, B? And a C variant by Roman Dirge himself. It's Lenore, Curse of the Baba Yaga, available on February 18th. Get your orders in for any of these variants. And that's it for the very small press. Let's move up to the middle press here. Boom Studios is offering the third issue of Briar Knight's Terror with this B cover that I thought was pretty swell from Rebecca Puebla. Hello Darkness number 19, cover also by Rebecca Puebla. Power Rangers Prime 15, Andrew Griffith cover, very nice. And moving on over to Dark Horse Comics, it's American Caper number 4 from Dan Hauser, David Lapham, and Tyler Boss on cover. Hellboy and the BPRD ongoing number 91, Captain Henry in the Graveyard of Time number 4 from Bruce Zick and Mike Mignola. Powers 25 number 6, lots of numbers, February 18th. Touched by a Demon number 2, this just debuted this last week. What'd you think of it? Get your orders in. And debuting on March 4th from Dark Horse Comics and from Tales from Lands Unknown, it's the Skinless Man. A stormy night in the mountains forces a lone traveler to take shelter in a witch's house, where the witch spins a yarn of the mysterious and merciless Skinless Man, who is in pursuit of new skin at any cost, and a gang of warlocks who are foolish enough to try to deceive him. The Skinless Man marks Stenbeck's first story in the horror fantasy Lands Unknown universe, co-created with Hellboy's Mike Mignola. This is a 2-issue series. Written with art by Ben Stenbeck, who also did this A cover. We got a B cover from none other than Mike Mignola himself. Ooh, it's the cursed Baba Yaga or something. There it is. We got a few things from Dynamite this week, including Terminator Metal number 5 with this cool Bob Layton variant. Thundercats number 24, Lucio Perillo cover. Vampirella Armageddon number 8, Tom Snagowski, Edu Menu, Francesca Mattina. And also from Dynamite, and also on FOC again this week. Why not? Another chance to order this future masterpiece from Roger Langridge. It was a dark and froggy evening. Oh my God. Roger Langridge writing, arting, and covering on this A cover. A B cover from Declan Shalvey, available on February 18th. Oh yeah, there's also a blind bag. You're going to have to special order this, though. Not ordering it for the shelf. There it is. IDW is offering Godzilla Kaisei Era number 8. Godzilla is living inside of a teenage boy. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Casey Jones number 5. February 25th. That's the one. Also, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover with Godzilla. This is issue number 4 from Tim Seeley, Pharaoh P, available on March 4th. Also available on March 4th is the next new issue of Twilight Zone, featuring a all-new Twilight Zone story from writer-artist Robert Hack. Oh, and this is also the final standalone issue. Oh. It went all too fast. Oh, I'm sorry. This features a Robert Hack cover, but the interiors are written and drawn by Francesco Francavilla. IDW also distributes or publishes Valiant Comics. Valiant Beyond All New Harbinger number 5 drops on January 21st. I don't think so. That was 2 days ago. So probably about 4 weeks from now. maybe February 8th, 4th, probably not. And IDW also brings a close. This is the series finale of the critically acclaimed cozy horror smash hit. Samantha Strong has made her choice, and Woodbrook will never be the same. The events of the previous issue are so incredibly wild that we can't actually type anything else here without it being a major spoiler. But you won't want to miss the conclusion to Patrick Horvath's epic follow-up to Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. It's Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, Rites of Spring, number 6, with this Patrick Horvath cover on A. Tony Fleeks doing the movie homage cover. No prize if you can name this movie that it's homaging in the comments. And same for the book. Hey, of course. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, cover C from Elizabeth Beals. Available on March 4th. And that does it for the mid-sized press. Let's move on up to the wrong publisher. I need to fix that. I can fix that pretty easy. Look, so we're not going to do DC quite yet. We're going to do Image. And the first thing from Image, shipping on February 18th, is Darkness number 3 from Mark Silvestri, Raymond Gay on interiors, and this A cover. Exquisite Corpses number 10, Michael Walsh cover. Ghost Pepper number 8. Good as Dead miniseries finale, 6 of 6 from David Lapham, Maria Lapham. I Hate Fairyland number 48, Derek Loffman cover. Ooh, and the return of Ice Cream Man with issue 45, The Window in the Back of the Apartment. Always with the experimental storytelling. This team is great. W. Maxwell Prince and Martin Marazzo bringing another new issue. Drops on February 18th. Lucky Devils number 7 gets a variant cover from Jim Rugg. That's darling. Oh, I like how they cleaned up that ear. Spawn Rat City 22. Walking Dead Deluxe 131 with a new cover from David Finch. Look at zombies, zombies, zombies. Wrestle Heist number 3, Kyle Starks, top to bottom. And debuting from Image Comics on February 18th. Let me get that up. It's the miniseries premiere of Death Fight Forever. Ooh, what a cool cover. This is Super Thief Bruiser Brothers Crash and Bash Biggle jump into action to help Commander Thunderfang fight interdimensional crime boss Lord Slither. But a run-in with Marla Mendoza, leader of the Cops Gang and Slither's most formidable loyalist, changes the course of Bash's life forever. An all-new action comedy from Beck's best-selling writer Andrew McLean, who did this A cover. That's the one. And gonzo artist Alexis Zirit. It's Death Fight Forever, available on February 18th from Image Comics. Highest recommendation. Lots of fun. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, A cover by Andrew McLean. B cover, this one right here, is by Alexis Zirit, who does interiors. Awesome. Pick of the week. All right, moving on over to the next new miniseries adaptation of the classic Universal Monsters movie. This is The Phantom of the Opera. A horrifying new vision of the story you only think you know. After a series of violent crimes wrecks the Paris Opera House, Christine Dubois' career is in chaos. But the show must go on, and Christine will discover that no one, especially the mysterious voice whispering from the eaves, is what they seem. The superstar team of Tyler Boss and Martin Simmons present the shocking new horror story of 2026 that will thrill Phantom of the Opera fans new and old with a twist no one will see coming, with an A cover from interior artist Martin Simmons. Supposedly available on February 25th. We got a B cover from Joshua Middleton, who's also been doing some variant work with the Universal Monsters stuff. That's cool. Classic old pulpy feel. Very pretty. It's Universal Monsters, the Phantom of the Opera, #1 of 4. And let me see, I think this is the last thing on Image Comics this week. Yes, it is. This brand new series is set 5 years ago when the sky turned white and the world ended. Violet and her father David are forced out of hiding and flee toward the ruins of San Francisco, where they believe they'll be safe. But in this haunted world ruled by ghosts, no place is safe. From writer William Harms and interior artist Jean-Paul Mavinga. This is White Sky with an A cover from interior artist Jean-Paul Mavinga and a B cover from Eliza Ivanova. Available on February 18th from Image Comics. And that does it for our spotlight on Image Comics. Let's move right on up to the thing that needed a title card. All right, let's do this right. All right, before we move on, let me tell you, I'm not that good at this. This is a hobby. All right, moving on. DC Comics. First up, folks, gotta let you know, the next new issue of Absolute Batman drops on February 18th and features the debut of Absolute Poison Ivy as she sinks her teeth into Arkham. Dr. Pamela Isley has been unleashed from the Arkham facility with an unending hate and burning fire for revenge on Gotham City and those who put her in the belly of the beast. When Batman hunts her down, he must survive a labyrinth of leveled horrors, one more gruesome after the next. Oopsie. It's Absolute Batman #17. You want to get this? Check out Nick Dragotta cover on A. A B cover from Clayton Crane. Dan Panosian on the C cardstock variant. And Eric Kinnett, Absolute Batman #17. Also available on February 18th is Batman Superman World's Finest #48, Dark Mirror, Enter the Crime Syndicate. It also has a B cover from Mark Spears. Catwoman, February 18th, Sebastian Fiamara cover. Frank Cho cover. Eyes up, son. Mahmoud Asrar. Scott Forbes. Oh, that's real cool. Kind of reminds me of Joshua Middleton. And then we got the next new facsimile edition. This is Detective Comics 575. Year 2, Part 1 of 4. It's a facsimile written by Mike W. Barr with interior art by Alan Davis, who also did this beautiful and iconic cover. Look, it's Batman carrying a gun. Get a second printing of Flash 27, February 18th. And the can't miss conclusion to Cirque du Sin. It's Nightwing 135. Superman Unlimited number 10. And number 3 of The Batman Second Night from Dan Jurgens, Mike Perkins. Titans number 32 crossing over into DCKO. And Wonder Woman number 30. This is the B cover David Nakayama cardstock variant. Remember, all of these variants are available to pre-order all the way up until the FOC, the Last Call menu, comes down at Sunday night. I want to make sure it happens this time. Oh, by the way, sorry, folks, for bringing it down early last week. My bad. I'm not good at this. I mean, I'm getting better. All right. As we enter the last phases of the DC Comics FOC list this week, let's kick it off with the facsimile edition of Batman The Dark Knight Returns from Frank Miller with Klaus Janson and Lynn Varley. The start of the story that changed Batman forever drops on February 25th. It's also got a B cover by, what a reveal, Frank Miller himself. That's right, folks. Still alive and kicking. Ooh, and then we get a C cover from Jim Lee. It all happens on February 25th. And the next new Vertigo debut, now that Vertigo is back, well, they're almost back, on February 18th, we get this brand new series from Kyle Starks and Steve Pugh. Professional hitman Eddie Stallion has messed up. He's accidentally robbed the Raven, a high-ranking boss of the international cabal of assassins, the Menagerie, on which Eddie is a member, or he was. Now, with the price on his head, Eddie chooses to hide in the one place everyone knows he'd never go, the small Midwestern town of Pluto, home of his estranged father, George Stallion, looking. All right, he goes home. It sounds pretty cool because this is written by Steve. This is written by Kyle Starks with interior art by Steve Pugh. Features an A cover from Gerald Perel and drops on February 18th. There are also cardstock variants from Sebastian Fiumara, Rafa Sandoval, Dave Johnson, and another of the connecting cardstock variants by Alvaro Martinez Bueno. It's End of Life #1, Kyle Starks, Steve Pugh. And that does it for DC Comics. Let's move right on over into Marvel Comics. We'll kick it off with Black Panther Intergalactic #3, the next new issue of the series, written by Victor Laval with interiors by Stefano Nessi and an A cover from Cafu. Dungeons of Doom #1. This one shot gets a second print with a slightly recolored cover. Hulk Smash Everything, available on February 25th from Ryan North, Vincenzo Caratu. And the next issue of the ongoing Infernal Hulk #4, Philip Kennedy Johnson, Nick Klein cover. Inglorious X-Force #2, that new series just debuted this last Wednesday. I made it my pick of the week. I'm invested. It's from writer Tim Seeley with art by Michael Santamaria and this cover by R.B. Silva. Iron Man #2 drops on February 25th. #1 comes out next week. I hope you like it. This new series is written by Joshua Williamson, interiors by Carmen Carnero, and this B cover from the color block red variant scheme by David Nakayama. Null #1 gets a second printing with a Mike Walsh cover. Mortal Thor #7, Alex Ross cover. Psylocke Ninja number 2 gets this variant by In-Hyuk Lee called the Versus Electra variant, which I like quite a bit. In-Hyuk Lee. Rogue number 2. Cool cover, David Nakayama. Look, she's even got funny foot. Another David Nakayama color block red variant. Eyes up, son. So shiny. Spider-Man and Wolverine number 10. It's the tearful reunion and deadly goodbye. I think that spells final issue for this series from Mark Guggenheim, Gerardo Sandoval, and Kari Andrews cover. The End 2099 continues on February 25th. David Marquez cover. And we get a second printing of the Ultimate Wolverine number 13. That sold out pretty quick. That ties directly into Endgame. And Ultimates 21, scheduled for February 21st, gets this Ultimate Special variant by In-Hyuk Lee. I thought it was pretty cool. Ultimate Ghost Rider. Wiccan Witches Road number 3, Peach Momoko variant. And we get this debut of the new Predator Bloodshed. Pardon me. In the near future, Earth's fiercest fighters have gathered for an underground martial arts tournament organized by a shadow organization. I hope it's organized. But all hell breaks loose when an unexpected combatant enters the ring, an alien predator. Now the champions are battling not just for the grand prize, but for extraterrestrial, but for their very lives, also for their eyes. Can a disparate group of competitors band together in time to survive the extraterrestrial hunter? Choose your fighter, place your bets, and brace yourself for a bloody tournament unlike any other. From Jordan Morris and artist Roland Bashi on interiors, Ken Lashley cover on A B cover from Dan Panosian. And that drops on February 25th. All right, we got a big event coming up. Well, we've got an event coming up in the Amazing Spider-Man and Venom series. This is leading up to the big issue 1000 for Amazing Spider-Man, legacy issue number. Yes. And this story is preceded with this Omega one-shot by Charles Soule and artist Jesus Saiz. First, your friends, then your family, then you. The next epic Spider-Man and Venom crossover starts here and continues through April. A new super-powered serial killer is on the loose, and they're coming for Spidey, Venom, and everyone in between. But what terrible secret has Carnage learned? And what does it have to do with Spider-Man? Available on February 25th from Charles Soule, Jesus Saiz. We got an Ed McGuinness cover on A. Lots of tongues. Dave Raposa, nice painted cover. This is a 9-part connecting variant by Iban Cuello. This is, I'm guessing, the first part. A Scan Venom variant. Stonehouse Carnage variant. Stonehouse has got some cool looking textures in that. And a McFarlane Toys variant. All available on February 25th. Yeah, get your orders in for any of those variants. All right, available on March 11th is the next new X-Men series from Eve L. Ewing. This is X-Men United. Yes, it is. They're going to unite them right at the staple. Welcome to Gray Matter Lane. Clever. Learn to survive the experience. Build a school. Charles Xavier told them, and the X-Men have done so, but in a matter nobody saw coming. Welcome to Gray Matter Lane, a place where mutants anywhere in the world can come together in unity to teach one another the skills needed for their survival. With instructors including Wolverine, Beast, Prodigy, Magneto, and more. On a campus unlike any before seen, it's the crossroads of the X-Men universe, as the student body from across the globe works to take mutant kind to the next step in their evolution and to cope with a brewing threat to all of their numbers. It's from writer Eve L. Ewing and interior artist Tiago Palma. We have a connecting A cover and B cover by Stefano Caselli. Very nice. Peach Momoko, Scotty Young, Tiago Palma, who does interiors, the Gray Matter Lane variant, and W. Scott Forbes. It's X-Men United, available on March 11th. And that does it for Marvel Comics. But before I let you go, we got a little bit of information about some upcoming events, including, first off, let me say thank you to everybody that came out to Brain Candy number 74. It happened this last Monday and featured some amazing local creators. One former local creator who moved out of town but came back in just for us. Brain Candy brings in some amazing folks, and next month we've got music from this, well, tentative guests, I should say, include musician This Life We Lead, prose from Sylvia Hubbard, poetry from Tommy Blount, visual art from Kaylee Blevins. It's Brain Candy number 75. It all happens on Monday, February 16th at 7 p.m. Presented for no charge inside Green Brain Comics and co-organized by the Daniel E. Wickett Legacy Committee. Hope you can make it. More information is up on our website. It'll get updated over the next month. Our pals over at the Senate Theater have a movie coming up, not this week, but the following week. Yes. January 31st, they are showing the very excellent movie from Stanley Kubrick. It's Dr. Strangelove, featuring Peter Sellers and George C. Scott. It all happens on Saturday, January 31st at 8 p.m. at the Senate Theater. Check out senatetheater.com for more information. And our bi-monthly drink and draw is coming up very soon. It's hosted at Downey Brewing Company, downeybrewingcompany.com, and co-hosted by Blick Art Materials and Green Brain Comics. We'll have a bunch of art supplies available, some drawing prompts, and there'll be some amazing brews at the bar, and hopefully a nice community of folks looking to get together on a winter evening. It all happens on Friday, February 13th from 7 to 9 p.m. Drink and draw, downeybrewingcompany.com. And make sure to come back here on YouTube this Tuesday at 6:30 for our live stream preview of New Comic Book Day on the eve of New Comic Book Day. It's BRAINSCAN with your host, Katie Merritt. I'll be holding the camera, walking around, talking about the new comics that drop the next morning. BRAINSCAN. And we got a whole big giant list of new comics. It's up on the website, greenbraincomics.com. We've got a bunch of small press books coming out. It'll be swell. And I'd like to thank you for joining us on Last Call this week. It's been my pleasure. Stay up to date on all of our happenings. We are Green Brain Comics on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. All the links you need for our shopping cart, website, and Comichub are right below in the description. We are spreading the love of comics and graphic novels from the heart of East Downtown Dearborn since 1985. Feed your brain at Green Brain Comics. Thanks for watching, folks. Emanating from deep under the earth, spreading across the globe at the speed of thought, changing the world one brain at a time. This is the Final Order Report from Green Brain Comics.